Hey everyone, and welcome to Sean Flack's Lasting Impressions. Today we're going to be talking about this guy, the LG G3. Recently I've upgraded from this LG G3 to a different device, which I will showcase at the end of the video. But right now we're going to talk about what I thought about the LG G3, things I liked, things I didn't, and basically kind of just go over what were the lasting impressions of this phone. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back here. So this is the LG G3. It is a, for us layman people, this is a plastic phone. The phone is made out of plastic. It has a plastic back that has a metallic finish on it that looks premium, but again, it is still plastic. One of the core things about this is the fact that it being plastic, it is lighter than the phones that are made out of metal. One of the two basic features that come from being able to have this plastic back came with a removable back, so you could still remove it without like bending anything, and thus making it a removable back. You could change it to whatever color. If you had a different case or something like that, you could also swap it out, so third-party cases or anything, but it was removable. Obviously the version I have is the T-Mobile version. What came with that though is that you'd be able to pull the battery out and replace the battery if you needed a new battery. And then of course it came with a expandable memory card slot. Two of the better features of this phablet phone: it is a 5.5 inch Quad HD display, has a 13 megapixel camera on the back, laser autofocus. It still had that IR blaster on top. Still has that IR blaster on the top, so you could use it to control your TV, cable, whatever. The power charging ports at the bottom with the headphone jack. On the back this is the speaker here in the back, right next to the T-Mobile logo. Again, the camera's on the back. The cool thing about the LG G2, G3, and G4, because the G4 is currently out right now, was the button placements were in the back. The design on this was that, okay, well, if you were right-handed or left-handed, you'd still be able to use the buttons without having to worry about, the sides. Like, okay, the power button's here, but if I was left-handed, it'd be a little awkward to use this finger to power the phone on and off. Also, what that did by putting the buttons on the back, it was a different design that they wanted to go with, but it also gave them the ability to make the bezels of the phone extremely small, so that they could put a 5.5 inch Quad HD screen into a smaller phone footprint. So I did like the buttons on the back. As far as like the speaker, if you're not a big sound buff, again, for us regular old consumers, the sound quality was fine. Some of the cool features, as well as the knock-on feature, which is something I believe they pioneered, LG, but tap it twice, turns on, tap it 2 more times, turns off, and then knock code, which I know some of the newer phones come out with fingerprint readers, but this was something you could use to put a knock code on the black screen, and it would unlock the phone without you having to touch any other buttons. But you would just, and boom, your phone was unlocked. You could double tap anywhere on the screen and it locks the phone. Double tap on and you see this little area with the square. That's where you'd put your knock code. What I did like about this phone most of all was the customization options that you had on it. If you notice in the background, as I swipe through the different home pages, it does show a different picture. And that is native to the phone. There was no additional launchers or anything. So you could put your favorite pictures in the background and scroll through, like, oh yeah, these are my favorite photos, of like my family or my dog or whatever. And then if you wanted to show them the whole picture, you would just move those. Do that simple zoom in, and it would make all the icons disappear. And you'd be able to put like your favorite pictures and be able to show them real quick without having to go to the gallery or anything like that. The other thing too is, if you notice this B actually is the phone icon. Again, built into the LG skin, you could just hold the B until the little purple icon came on, then hit the little purple icon. Oh, whoops. Let me go back. And the little purple icon. Tap the purple icon. There it is. And you can choose different icons for the different you could choose different icon skins for your icons. You can really make it as customizable as you wanted. So obviously I changed it back to the regular phone thing. As far as battery life goes, having it for, I believe I've had this phone for over a year now. The battery life has been great. It'll last you good throughout the day, possibly two, depending on how much use you have in it. The way the Android operating system optimizes the battery, it does it very well. The camera and the pictures on the camera were great. You know, again, if you're more of a camera aficionado and you want to get something that's going to replace your point and shoot, again, there we go. Again, oh, there's no, oh yes, okay, I guess I must have remounted the SD card. But again, it's a very simple UI, you know, took excellent photos. Unless you are a camera aficionado, you really couldn't tell through some of the photos that you've taken compared to any of the higher end cameras. And again, the photos were nice, you know, but for me it was just time to do an upgrade. So those are my lasting impressions. Again, a really good camera. The laser autofocus was actually pretty nice. Optical image stabilization, so if you have a shaky hand, it'll keep the image from being blurry. The removable back, which was cool, but I've never ever had to get a replacement battery. I've never needed, I have a 32 gig card in there, so never really ran out of space. That's nice. The knock-on code was definitely fun, but I believe the biggest thing for me was the customization, was being able to put the photos in the background. And again, each person to his own, but I thought that was a major pull for me, was to be able to do that and be able to make the phone the way I wanted it. So those are my lasting impressions on the LG G3. We're going to go ahead and put that thing in the box. You know, go ahead and close this thing out. Alright, Mr. LG, you've been a great phone, but it's time for something different. So you might be asking at this point, well then, if this is such a great phone, then what did you switch to? Well, that's when this guy came into play. I did switch to a Samsung Galaxy Note 5. If any of you guys know me, I'm not a big Samsung fan, but having this phone for about a week now has definitely made me a convert. I'll be talking about my first impressions in another video. If you did like the content, please like and subscribe down at the links below. And hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.